Indeed, it's Nigeria's 65th independence anniversary, and right here on Delta Broadcasting Service, Delta Television Asaba in particular, we're celebrating Nigeria's independence. And so to share the story of Nigeria's independence is a great man, a man who has been there for so long and counting. He's going to be sharing the story of the Nigeria independence journey with us this morning. So please join us to welcome very specially to our independence studio, Ofogba Karivu Onocha, PhD. He is a Senior Special Assistant, Office of the Deputy Governor of Delta State. So good to have you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Happy Independence.
Oh, congratulations, Nigeria. It has been wonderful.
It has been wonderful.
Yes, for the 65 years. It's not 65 days, but we are still babies.
Yes. 65 years?
Yes, we are still babies.
Yes. All right, you're here with us for a reason, to tell us the journey of Nigeria's independence. Let's take you back to the days where Nigeria actually looked forward to independence.
Well, the struggle has been so tedious. We have people like, in short, right from the days of Abat Macaulay, we have been struggling for this independence, and luckily, we thank God that on 1st of October 1960, the British government granted us independence. And that is one of the most wonderful things for us to really appreciate.
Okay. Can you recall with nostalgia the activities or how Nigerians received the news of its independence in 1960?
It was filled with celebration, with hopes, aspirations, believing that we have really entered the stage of growth that we will explode to anywhere you can think of. And I think we're doing it.
Are we really doing it? That's where the question
Yes,
comes from.
yes.
The
Really,
expectations back then
yes.
About Nigeria.
Yeah.
Nigeria was pictured as, I don't think Dubai would even be compared to how Nigeria was pictured as back then in 1960 and even in the 70s.
Yes.
And then somehow it looks like everything nosedived. Do you think that it was worth it after all?
Well,
that's what the young ones are asking now.
Well, I want to let you know that if we count our blessings, and name them one by one, we know that we are really doing well. You see, a place like Dubai, you just mentioned, the population and the size of Dubai cannot be compared to what we have in Nigeria. And Dubai is a nation with one religious group. Nigeria will have a lot of religious group, the Christians, the Muslims, the ordinary
traditional religions. There are plenty of them.
There are
plenty, yes.
So we have different ideology fighting for a single purpose. So when you see this one, we're dragging this way, but at the end of the day, we are still moving forward.
Now, looking at all these dynamics,
Yes.
Different ethnic groups, different religious groups and the likes,
Yeah.
do you agree with some critics who would say that Nigeria was more or less unprepared for independence? Or do you think we were really ready to take it?
No.
Because I'll tell you one, on a very lighter note. There are some people who say that South Africa is better than Nigeria in terms of how it looks because they got theirs in 1994. So if we had stayed in 1999, we would have been faster. If that democracy didn't happen, if we had independence October 1, 1999,
Yes.
maybe Nigeria would have been better for it now instead of
No.
Do you think we were unprepared for it all?
No. We are prepared for for independence, and we are moving on. Take for example, Kainji Dam was built in 1969, and at the same time, Akosombo Dam in Ghana was built, that the Volta Dam.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, the expatriates, the foreigners left Nigeria long ago, and we are running the plants on hot. Even though we're not producing the much, but we are running the plant. But today, the white men are still in Akosombo Dam in Ghana, and they got independence before us.
Yes.
That means Nigeria are doing things on their own and are succeeding.
Okay, Nigerians are truly independent.
Truly independent, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay. You've told us from 1960 to the point where we are now.
Yes.
I want you to take that beautiful journey story from where you started in 1960
Yes.
to where you said there have been significant developments
Yes.
from one administration to the other.
Yes.
Can you just highlight them in the different sectors for us?
Yes. In 1960, let us just look at the ordinary atmosphere.
Okay.
In 1960, you can count the numbers of schools, universities in Nigeria. We have University of Nigeria, Nsukka. We have Ahmadu Bello University. We have UCH, University College Ibadan. Now, after some time, Awolowo built University of Ife. As at that time, Nigeria Deltans were leaving this place for Ife.
Okay, that's your Obafemi
Awolowo University and out of it, that's Ile-Ife. And then University of Ibadan. So after some times, during the regime of, I think it should be Ogbemudia, University of Benin was established.
Okay.
Everybody from Delta started going to University of Benin. But today, in Delta alone, we have about 8 universities and still counting. So look at the journey from that educational sector alone.
Okay.
The journey from 1960, we don't have a university, to this day we will have about 8 universities. It's not...
And 270 in the country currently.
270.
Yes.
So you can imagine the tremendous improvement in the educational sector.
Okay.
Then, if you go down to the industries, here in Delta, which is my own place, we don't even have, apart from this textile mill in Asaba, I don't really think we have much to show for it. But today, there are so many industries. We have the Jakarta Delta State Company, we have oil companies, we have...
But they are moribund.
No, the Delta Company is moribund, but it's still serviceable.
Ajaokuta Steel Mill.
Ajaokuta, you see, there was somehow midway, let me say, the management was not too good, but those things we are bound to, as of today, Ajaokuta is undergoing some rehabilitation. And then, I know after that one, data will come online.
Okay, so how do you now marry that with the realities on ground? When you say Nigeria has actually stood independent since 1960, how do you relate what is happening with our industries to the level of progress you earlier talked about?
Yes, you see, when we talk about industry, like I told you about Ajaokuta, which is just one, there are series of factories everywhere, aluminum companies, steel company,
owned by individuals,
owned
right?
by individuals.
Not government owned.
You know that it is individuals that are running government economy, I mean to say.
Okay.
It is the private sectors that run the economy. Government going into production I don't think is too good. It is the private sector that run economy, run the production, and they will get results.
And is the economy being run properly? Because just this morning we talked about how we spend $10 billion annually for food import. That's we import food. EBA. $10 billion every year. So doctor,
yes.
the complaint is that we are going through new colonialism. Do you agree that what we're talking about, $10 billion, the Ajaokuta Steel Mill that you said is under rehabilitation, and many of these companies that, remember the Peugeot car era, when to be a big boy, you have to have a Peugeot car, then we know you are a top government functionary.
That's correct.
And that was Nigerian, assembled in the country.
Correct.
But fast forward to now, you have to take an assembled foreign car, or a foreign-made car, before you can be a big boy. And we going through new colonialism.
In those days, Peugeot was, or Peugeot as we call it, is assembled in Nigeria.
Yes.
It wasn't made in Nigeria.
I said that assembled.
But today, innocent Nigerian Motors is being assembled here in Nigeria.
Is it as valued as Peugeot was back then? Because like I said, people back then, to be top, you have to have a Peugeot car. A 505, 504 car means that you're a big boy. But now having innocent car, nobody even knows an innocent car when they see one on the road. So the question is, are we going to neo-colonialism?
The innocent car you are talking about, they export their vehicle to Ghana, Ivory Coast. Even if we don't value them here, they are valued there.
Yes.
And for the first time in Africa, we have one of the biggest oil refinery owned by Dangote.
Sure.
Dangote has the biggest cement factory in the whole of Africa. And the white men, those who are our colonial master, are now becoming disturbed with the advent of Dangote industry into the arena. So if you say that we are returning back to colonialism, we should return back to colonialism, I think that one is very wrong.
No, I'm just I said, are we going through
we're going back
colonialism?
Yes.
That's we are being colonized indirectly. Because even the language we speak, the clothes we wear, the movies that we enjoy, they are mostly from that side. Our culture is
okay, so yes, if we're not dwelling in what we're talking about, going back to colonialism, or explain why it's seeming like we're going back to colonialism, let's look at other sectors of the Nigerian economy, because when we got to the point where we're at now, you were talking about industries that hitherto were thriving in Nigeria, but as we speak, government industry or government-owned industries are, most of them are moribund. Now we'll talk about private sector driven factories and industries.
Yes.
Let's leave the industries or the industrial sector out of this. Let's move on now to other sectors of the Nigerian economy.
Yes.
How would you say they have fared so far since 1960?
So far,
yes,
so good. Because you see, we must start to be positive about this nation. You understand? You said there's something about 10 billion importation of food. If we're importing
annually.
Food 10 billion annually, it means we are producing more than 100 billion worth of food in this country. Because go to the market, you see yam everywhere. Yam season. You see orange everywhere. We're not importing those ones. You see gari everywhere. We're not importing them. You see beans everywhere. You're not importing them. All these things, when you look at the economic value of all these things put together, you find out that before we are importing 10 billion worth of food, we have more than 100 billion worth of food in Nigeria. I mean, there's no country in the world that doesn't import food. Every country, like in the United States, every 1 hour Israel bringing fruit to the United States. With that sound economy, vast land, and everything, but Israel still bring fruits to the United States. It's everywhere in the world. People import food that they don't have comparative advantage over. You understand? But in Nigeria, we keep on saying Nigerian government is this, Nigerian government is that. No. We should try as much as possible to look at the positive side of this nation's growth. Thank you very much.
Okay. I don't want to go into the economy too much. If not, it will just linger there.
Yes.
So I think
okay, let's look at other sectors.
Yeah.
The health sector, for instance. How was it then, and how would you judge where we are now in the Nigerian health sector?
Nigerian health sector is not too bad, because if you look at the production of health personnel, we are producing doctors in their numbers. And what we produce, other countries will come and carry them away. You understand? Because at this stage, our infrastructures, the medical infrastructures, were no longer moving at the pace at which we are producing medical doctors. So what do they have to do? They have to go for greener pastures to look for attention outside the shores of this country. But in the real sense of it, Nigerians still have some very sound medical units. this country. If you go to, we have a lot of private schools, private universities with private hospitals. You understand? That could be compared to any hospital you can think of in the world. But as for government, the facilities are there, they are obsolete. Some of them are obsolete. But the state government is just trying its best. Because look at it, take for example, in 1960 to 65, to say 70s, how many university teaching hospitals do we have? And then today, you see so many universities with teaching hospitals. Like now in Delta, we have
Delta State University.
Delta State University, Abraka Teaching Hospital in Ogara. We don't have it we don't have it here before, and they refer cases from here to Ogara. And recently, the governor graciously bought so many, about 4 dialysis centers in this state. We have in Warri, we have in Asaba, we have, they're scattered everywhere. So before now, we don't have a dialysis center in this state. But we have it now. It's a step forward. So if you talk about the fact that our health center is zero, no, I disagree with that. Our health center is sound. Our personnel, the production of medical doctors is heavy, and one way or the other, the health services in Nigeria is very cheap. You understand? If you go to England and they are going to do tests alone, you pay up to 30, 40 pounds. When you convert it to Naira and see what we are collecting, what we are paying here, it's very cheap.
Doctor, the reason I pose some questions is because of our viewer, so that they marry these conversations.
Exactly.
Realistic to their own thoughts and their skepticism, basically. You talked about how the health sector has improved, but then the one question I would ask is, why do we keep finding the well-to-do Nigerians, I don't want to mention a particular sector Nigerians, traveling abroad to get treatment and to get medical checkups and the rest? Does that mean we have grown, or does that mean that we are really...
Yes, you see, there's what we call faith.
Faith.
The F-A-T-E or the F-A-I-T-H?
I-T-H, faith.
Okay.
Faith. We don't have faith in this country, which is wrong. Let me give you a story of Mr. Peter Obi when they went for a conference in the United States. The man brought Nigerian Naira and brought the United States currency. So which one do you want us to take? And they said, well, of course, it's the dollar. The man laughed and laughed. That guy is a professor. He said, Nigerian currency, the Naira, it costs Nigeria so much to produce it. Do you hear what I'm saying? That the cost of producing Naira is more expensive than the cost of producing a dollar. So Naira has different colors and different signs and the rest of it, that the dollar only has 1 or 2 security symbols. Now, we will talk about faith. He said because we don't have faith in our own currency and economy, that's why we prefer to take dollar. If you go to England today, as you enter the airport with your dollar, you are expected to change the whole money to pounds. Because you cannot spend pounds, dollar in England just like that.
Okay.
If you go to Italy, you change your currency to their currency. They don't allow you to spend foreign currency in their country. But in Nigeria, you even rent you want to pay, they say you pay in dollar. That is not right.
Okay.
So you mean our mentality is
our mentality, yes.
Okay.
Our mentality should change. We should have faith in this country. We should believe in this country. And by so doing, this country will move faster than it is moving now.
Okay, if this is your take,
yes.
Let's now begin to look at the different administrations since independence, from the military era to the democracy where we are now.
Yes.
How would you describe these administrations, different administrations administering Nigeria as a nation?
I believe that military administration is a mistake and it should not happen again. 2, civilian government is one of the best, and so far, the rapid development we are seeing in the system, because the civilian government will bring down its activities to the grassroots. We have empowerment here, empowerment there. We have youth support programs. We have all these things like youth empowerment programs. The country is looking at the youth as the source of our progress tomorrow. So by investing one way or the other in the youth place. Now you say, oh, what did Shagari achieve?
Okay.
Shagari achieved, let me start from the days of Obafemi Awolowo.
Okay.
When Obafemi Awolowo was head of state, was the premier of the Western region, he built, there was 2 universities in the Western region. He built Cocoa House, he built WNTV, we have Leyland, we have road being constructed, we have Cocoa Board, we have, in short, Ikeja. More than 60% of Ikeja today is being managed and run, I mean, are the things we have in the days of Obafemi Awolowo. Nigerian Brewery, Nigerian, what's the name? Nigeria, that's Guinness.
Okay, Nigerian Brewery, yes, you're right.
No, Brewery and Guinness.
Okay.
They are 2 different companies.
All right.
Now, these things were there in the days of Obafemi Awolowo. Even Coca-Cola you drink today, Obafemi Awolowo attracted it to the Western Nigeria.
All right.
And then you go, you see Nnamdi Azikiwe. He established University of Nigeria. So many secondary schools and so many factories in the Eastern Nigeria. Then go to the north. This man, Ahmadu Bello, established the university, that's Ahmadu Bello University. And campuses in every major state in the north, major segment of northern Nigeria, that are now called states. And all those states converted those campuses into full-fledged university. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, that is the era of, what's the name? Tafawa Balewa and co. Most of the things those government put on the drawing board are what we are still executing today. Because in the days of those civilians, we have rolling plans. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But the military came in and then damaged the whole place. We moved backward during the military era. All these companies, this company, that have been in the pipeline for a very long time. Okay,
now which of these military administrators would you say stood out that history would smile at if we look at the rest of them? I think that's a difficult question.
For me, I never liked the military system.
Which one stood out? Was it Babangida? Was it Shehu Shagari? Was it Mohammed? Which of them stood out? Abacha. Yes. General Sani Abacha.
If at all I want to make a choice, it's General Olusegun Obasanjo.
Okay. Well, while he was a military ruler, while he was a military administrator.
It was while he was a military administrator. I can say it's one of the best. You understand?
Okay.
Because he was able to fence down some projects, carried out some projects from the previous government, and then, in short, Obasanjo tried. Even General Gowon was also a factor in Nigerian development. He did so much, but they cannot be compared to
Murtala Mohammed, they said, was so good before he passed on. I heard about his
Mohammed ruled for 6 months.
Okay. I heard that it was very glorious during the period.
You see, one, the nation was ignorant then in Mohammed's era. Mohammed was, there was nothing spectacular that Mohammed did. You understand? You cannot point to 10 projects that he did within the 6 months. It was too short to assess that.
So let's move to where we are today.
Yes.
Years of unbroken democracy.
Good.
How has Nigeria fared compared to where we came from 1960?
If you ask me, I would say this democracy is 1999 to date. What we achieved could be compared to more than what we achieved from 1960 to 1999. Because for once we were being made to believe in ourselves. I keep on telling people that Nigeria is a very great country. And we are living in a country where we have freedom, we have liberty, and we have grace. Because take for example, if you are in England, a common man like you and me, if we want to go and get a house, we go for mortgage.
Yes.
But I'm sure you have a house of your own and that you build from foundation to where you have today. So you can hardly see such grace outside this country. We build our house, no matter how small, from foundation to the roofing level, complete it, and then moving. But in outside country, our level, we cannot build house.
There are restrictions, you want to say?
You have to, apart from restriction, you don't have the resources. You go to the council to ask for mortgage, they build the house and give it to you on mortgage, and you start paying all the days of your life.
Okay, so this is our country, Nigeria. We're 65 years old.
Yes.
How far, or what would be your words to the government and the good people of this great nation?
One, the people of this nation, Nigeria, should be more patient. Two, when I say patient, the idea of a young boy who has no job driving a car is not tenable. Young people should be made to practice and grow. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You cannot just grow without coming from the cradle.
Okay.
Now, two, we should have faith in this country that is going to be well.
Okay.
Three, we as a people should come together in unison and move this country forward.
Okay.
Then our leaders should be much more concerned about the welfare of Nigerians. Take for example the hard-working governor of Delta State. There are so many projects you can point to for the past 2 years. Bridges, roads, schools, infrastructures everywhere. I mean, at this stage you begin to believe that as the nation is growing, we have more leaders who are competitive conscious.
Okay.
I'm sure that if the man is not part of this DBS we have today, we will not be here. He must have carried out one or two innovation in this place. So if we continue to have leaders that are conscious of the demands of their citizens like this, definitely we'll be going forward. And two, the idea of everybody must be there should be discouraged.
Right. Everybody must be where?
Must be in government.
Okay. All right.
Should be discouraged.
Okay.
Some people go for private sectors. Some people, if you want to make money, really go to the private sector.
Okay.
Not, you can't make money in government because government money is tailored. If you digress, somebody will see you.
Okay. Okay. So in one word, at 65, where are we and where are we expected to be as we wrap up?
The journey so far has been good.
Okay.
You have been improving from stage to stage, glory to glory. And I believe that with the present administration and their policies, in the next 5 to 7 years,
Okay.
Nigeria economy will double.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
That's what
Thank
I
you.
think. Thank you so much. Thank you for that.
It's a firm belief this morning Nigeria is 65 years old today. From 1960 to 2025, we've done 65 whole years of nationhood. But our guest this morning says 5-6 years from now, Nigeria will be a better place if only we believe and have faith in this country. And 1 man, 2 men, 4 men doing what is expected of them, not relying just on government and not believing that everyone has to be in government to make this nation great. Well, a lot you have spoken about this morning, and we must thank you for being so vast and giving us
Thank
the
you so
history of the
much,
Nigerian history since independence.
Thank you for having me, and I am so grateful. I pray God to bless you and favor you in your job.
Amen.
Do the job as a Nigerian
Thank you.
who believe that this nation must grow.
All right.
That's a very strong
His very last words this morning. We shall do our best. We'll keep doing our best to ensure that Nigeria gets better. Why not? This is the one nation we call our own. No matter how widely traveled we are, we remain Nigerians. Thank you for being part of this interview. And then we'll wrap up this segment of interview with our guest, Dr. Ofogba Karevo, a senior special assistant office of the Deputy Governor of Delta State. Thank you for joining us. All right, we'll be back for another segment of interview this morning. This time with this generation, if you like, call them